afternoon. I see Judy, John. Man, you're holding hands. You look beautiful. I see Don is running away with his wife, and he's going to have a smoke a cigarette. Now I want to share with you called the instinct, the intellect, and the intuition. That is the past, the present, and the future. First of all, I am thankful to our beloved President Donald Trump, who has called the emergency, national emergency, to shut everything off totally. He's a great soul, God-gifted person. His aim is to end the coronavirus and to get the economy running so the people can continue to do their jobs. Now, I want to explain to you about the instinct, the intellect, and the intuition. What is the instinct? Your body is always instinct. If you touch your body, that's instinct. You can feel it. That's always in the present. The second part, and that is again, I told you about the objective, but actually it is it's a living thing. It's a non-material. This book is a material. Our body, non-material. And the intellect is our mind. I told you about the subjective, and that is the intellect. And the intuition is our heart. I want you to go beyond the intuition, and that is being yourself, and that is a total consciousness, total awareness, total being yourself. Let's look at carefully the instinct. The body is always faithful to you. It will never hurt you. Whenever you get sick, the body starts getting better before other things you add in the body. Body is super intelligent. It's a super biochemical, bioimmunological, and it has a biocellular healing. It has an immunity built in. We have come from 60 million years ago from the monkeys. And we have 10% of cells in our body are animal cells. We have more than 500 trillion cells in our body. And this body is so faithful to you, you are running away from this body. You are always going with your five senses outside. And that is the intellect. You're running to get a money dollar. You want to make a money dollar. Don't think the President Donald Trump don't want to make money. He made a lot of money. Whichever way he did. That's his consciousness. We don't have to worry about that. But at this time in his life, he has become the President of the United States, world's best country in the world. He is doing everything from his heart, whether you like it or not. You can't go and cut his heart off and look it inside. But I can feel it. He is telling from his heart. Whatever it is, the other parties, through the intellect, you say there's the Republican Party and the Democratic Party. I go and look at CNN and people are dissecting it. We go to Fox, they are talking a different language. It is our intellect. Mind can never be in the present. It can fool you. Mind is always confused. And the only way you can get confusion out of your mind when you become the watcher. The watcher is always in the present. And if you become a watcher, the total consciousness, you're watching this body and you're watching this mind. And I mentioned you about the intuition. Intuition is your heart. Intuition is unlimited. It has no beginning, no end. But beyond the intuition, we have a being of ourselves. And the being is lying in our belly button. And that's how we came from our mom. And that's how we came in this world. And we took the first breath. I remember my daughter, 14th of August, 1973. She was born that day. She is the oldest one. And I tell you, it was in Sheboygan, Michigan. And my wife got contractions. I took her to the hospital, and my friend gave her a spinal to my wife, and then she delivered. And the first delivery when the baby came, that was female. And then I hold the baby and I turned upside down and I tapped on her, and she took her first breath. And I passed her to my wife, my loved one, and she held her. And that is how we come in this universe. But if you go in the biology and you go in the embryology and you look how you got one sperm and one ovum meet together, the luckiest people we are, and how you get implanted into the uterus, and then it grows. And if you go on the Google and read each one of you and watch each one of you, you go through all the evolution. You come from a fish or some other reptile and all that stuff, all these things, and eventually you become a baby. And that's how we have come in this world. But we have run away from reality. We have run away from this life. This is instinct. We have become intellectual the day we are born. What we're doing, our parents are guiding us to become a doctor or an architect or some other thing, whatever they want, engineer. And they are guiding us. We are going to school and we become a slave. And we become totally conditioned. And we become first slave to your mom and dad, then become slave to the school, and then we become slave to the society. And now we have become totally slave to the material world. We want to have a house, we want to have a car, and they are all material. The body is always non-material. And the virus, which is coronavirus, is also non-material. They are very smart. But if you keep your body totally conscious, totally awareness, and which I am sharing with you, that you become instinct, and the intellectual, you use it very consciously. You don't have to go and intersect with everybody. You don't have to compete with anybody. You don't have to run a competition with anybody, because dogs and cats and animals, they don't run any competition. The birds don't run competition, because we have created this paraphernalia due to conditioning, and we have become slave to the whole society, to the whole world. And we are destroying the whole environment, and we are traveling in this cosmos, and the coronavirus is also traveling. But if you become conscious and you become conscious this life, you will never get a coronavirus. And even if you got some symptoms, which I will share with you later on, which you can take certain precautions and you can live healthy and happy. And I can tell you, President Donald Trump has done a national emergency. If everybody follow the instructions and what I'm sharing with you, this about the life, and if you do that, sitting at home by yourself and praying for yourself and praying for everybody, you will never get it. And everything will become normal. And I want to share with you my book, Cancer Cure Without Chemotherapy and Radiation. This book has been signed by Michael Pence, the Vice President. On 26th of January, he was in Tampa, and he got my book. I want you to go to our website, Jesus Nanak, J-E-S-U-S, Jesus Nanak, N-A-N-A-K Nanak.com. Go and register yourself, get the book. Please read thoroughly. There's a chapter called Unconditional Consciousness. And once you read that chapter, you will begin to understand what I'm talking about, the instinct, the intellect, the intuition, and the being yourself. And when you read this book and follow the instructions, you can live totally healthy. But make sure you work with your doctor and stay happy and healthy. I wish you all a happy day. God bless. Namaste. Amen.